Ever get that feeling like you just want to escape the everyday? Find somewhere shaped by forces much bigger, much older than us. Well, today, that's exactly where we're heading in our deep dive. Interstate State Park, Minnesota.
Ah, yes. A fantastic place. Right there on the border, Minnesota and Wisconsin, along the St. Croix River. And it's, it's more than just pretty views. It goes way back, established 1895. Minnesota's second oldest state park, actually. And it protects this really globally significant geology.
Totally. This isn't your average walk in the woods. We're talking these huge river bluffs, the dalles of the St. Croix, which sounds interesting. And get this, the world's deepest concentration of glacial potholes.
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-bending when you really think about it.
It absolutely is. And, for anyone listening who thinks, oh, that sounds like a huge trip, the great thing about Interstate is how accessible it is. Even if you only have, say, an hour, you can see some incredible stuff. Or you can spend the whole day exploring. There's really something for everyone.
Yeah. Okay, so our mission today is pretty straightforward. Give you a concise but really intriguing look at Interstate State Park, Minnesota. Whether you're planning to go or you're just fascinated by nature and deep time, this is for you. But, I mean, with a place this old, this geologically packed, where do we even start?
Well, I think the best place is way back, over 1 billion years ago.
1 billion, wow.
Yeah, really. The bedrock there, it's this ancient basaltic lava, huge flows of molten rock that cooled into these thick, dark layers. That's the foundation.
Okay, 1 billion years.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to really grasp. So volcanic beginnings set the stage. What about the more recent stuff, the dramatic scenery we see now?
Right. So jump way forward, but still ancient history for us. Around 10,000 years ago, end of the last ice age.
Okay.
You had these massive glaciers melting, unleashing just incredible amounts of meltwater. This gigantic glacial river basically carved out the St. Croix River Valley. And that powerful flow, that's what created the Dalles of the St. Croix, that narrow, really dramatic gorge.
The Dalles. It's a funny name. Sounds a bit like valleys, but different. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, it comes from French. Dell means like a flagstone or a slab of rock, which makes sense when you see those steep, flat rock faces lining the river there. Pretty descriptive.
Okay, so you got this powerful glacial river cutting through billion-year-old volcanic rock.
Yeah.
How on earth do you get these weird, amazing potholes the park's famous for? It sounds almost artificial.
It does, but it's pure nature. It's all about the turbulence in that glacial river. The water was swirling, carrying rocks, pebbles, even boulders. And these rocks would get caught in eddies, whirlpools right on the bedrock, and just spin and spin and spin.
Grinding away.
Exactly. Grinding and drilling down into that hard basalt. Think of it like nature's own power drill, just working incredibly slowly over millennia.
That's an amazing image.
Yeah.
So these weren't just little dips. Some got seriously huge. And Interstate Park has the most and the deepest relative to its size.
That's the claim to fame, yes. In the Glacial Gardens area specifically, there are over 400 known potholes. It's not just the number, it's the depth some of them reach. It's really remarkable.
And they have those great names, right? Like Bottomless Pit, Bake Oven, Devil's Parlor. Sounds almost mythical.
The names definitely add to the mystique. And they hint at how strange these formations seemed. And the scale, like you said, take the Bottomless Pit.
Yeah.
It's maybe 12, 15 feet across at the top, but it goes down 60 feet.
60 feet. That's incredible.
Yeah.
The deepest explored one anywhere.
Globally, yes.
Yeah.
That we know of.
Wow. Okay, so we have the ancient rock, the glacial carving, the potholes, but humans were here too, right? It wasn't just geology happening.
Oh, absolutely. The St. Croix was a major highway for centuries. First, for Native Americans, they found tools indicating people were in the area, even if no permanent villages were right in the park boundaries. And then later, early 1700s, there was actually a French fort near the current Minnesota campground. Shows how important the river was strategically.
A French fort? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. And then the lighting era must have changed things dramatically.
Oh, hugely. From about 1837 to 1898, the river was just choked with logs heading downstream.
Right.
And the Dalles, that narrow gorge, especially a sharp turn called Angle Rock, it was notorious for causing massive log jams.
I think I read about one specific jam that was just mind-bogglingly big.
You're probably thinking of the 1886 jam. It's legendary. Estimates are like 125 to 150 million board feet of timber jammed up.
Million.
Million. It backed up the river for about 3 miles, considered the largest logjam ever anywhere.
Just imagine seeing that. A solid river of wood for miles. I bet people came to look.
Oh, thousands did. It was a huge spectacle. Took a crew of 175 guys working around the clock for 6 weeks to break it up.
6 weeks.
Yeah. That event really highlighted the problems and eventually led to building the Nevers Dam upstream to help control the flow later on.
So you have this incredible natural beauty, and then this really dramatic human history with the logging. That might be what sparked the idea to protect the place, right? To make it a park.
Exactly that. By the late 1800s, people were starting to realize how unique the geology and scenery were. There were concerns it could be, quarried or otherwise destroyed, so folks pushed for preservation.
And they succeeded.
They did. Interstate State Park was established in 1895, a really important early move to protect these kinds of landscapes for everyone.
And it wasn't just set aside, right? There was work done later to build things.
Yes. Fast forward to the 1930s, the Great Depression era, you had the WPA Works Projects Administration and the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps.
Ah, the New Deal programs.
Right. They did a huge amount of work building facilities. Many of the stone structures you see today in the glacial gardens, the campground areas, that was them.
Using local stone?
Exactly. Using that local basalt. It gives them that distinctive rustic look, blends right in. And those structures are actually on the National Register of Historic Places now.
It really sounds like a place where geology and human history are just completely woven together. Okay, so let's shift gears. Someone's listening, they're inspired, they want to visit. What are the absolute must-dos? Say they only have an hour or two.
Okay, short visit. Head straight for the Glacial Potholes area. You can park right near the visitor center. And it's a short walk to see just an amazing concentration of them.
See the big one.
Definitely see the bottomless pit, but also just the variety, the shapes, the sizes. It's the core experience. You really can't miss it. See that geology firsthand.
Makes sense. To our attraction. But if you have more time, what about hitting the trails? I saw a few options on the map.
Yeah, plenty of trails. The Glacial Potholes area trail itself is pretty easy. About half a mile one way. Mixed surfaces, some stairs, great views right into the gorge and at the potholes.
Okay.
For maybe more expansive views, wildlife spotting, you might see herons, eagles, turkey, vultures. The Walter F. Mondale River Trail is great. It's about 1.3 miles one way, a bit more hilly, some rock, gravel, stairs.
What about that railroad trail? Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it follows the old logging railroad bed for about 1.5 miles one way. You go past some interesting sandstone cliffs. It has some hills and quite a few stairs at the western end, like over 200s. Keep that in mind.
Okay, good to know.
And then for a real workout, maybe see spring wildflowers, possibly a waterfall if it's been rainy. There's the Sandstone Bluffs Trail. It's a 1 mile loop, but steep, packed dirt, switchbacks, and over 300 stairs in one stretch. Great valley views, though.
Wow, okay. Lots of hiking choices. But it's not just hiking, is it? What else can you do there?
No, not at all. They have free naturalist programs, which are usually really interesting. You can borrow GPS units for geocaching, which is fun.
Oh, cool.
Or borrow fishing gear, try your luck in the St. Croix. And a big one, you can rent canoes or kayaks right there. There's an outfitter that even offers shuttle service so you can paddle downstream easily.
Right, experience the river itself. And I think I saw something about rock climbing on those basalt cliffs.
Yes, that's definitely a thing for experienced climbers. You need a permit, but the basalt cliffs offer some challenging routes.
And camping. Can you stay overnight?
Yep. There's the Interstate Park campground. Has tent sites, RV sites, some with electricity, some are right by the river, which is nice. There's also a group camp area. Definitely recommend making reservations, especially for summer weekends.
Always good advice for state parks. Now, tricky question maybe. Swimming on a hot day.
Yeah. The St. Croix River itself can have strong currents, so it's generally not advised right there in the Dalles area. The best and safest spot is actually across the river in the Wisconsin Interstate State Park.
Oh, right, the sister park.
Exactly. They have Lake of the Dalles, which is separate from the river, with a nice sandy beach. That's the designated swimming spot.
Good distinction to make.
Yeah.
And if people are looking for something else nearby after the park, any quick recommendations?
Yeah, the Franconia Sculpture Gardens aren't far at all. Really cool outdoor space with lots of large-scale, often interactive sculptures. Makes for a nice contrast.
Okay, great tip. So we've covered a lot about what makes this park special and what you can do. Any final sort of practical tips, things people absolutely need to know before they head out?
Definitely. Number 1, wear good shoes.
Yeah.
Seriously, hiking shoes or sturdy sneakers, no flip-flops. The terrain is uneven, rocky. You need good footing.
Crucial.
Also, be super careful near the cliffs, especially with kids. Keep them close. And it might seem obvious, but no cliff jumping. It's prohibited, dangerous. Same for swimming outside that designated beach in Wisconsin.
Right. Safety first.
And please, stay on the marked trails. It protects the fragile environment, and it's safer for you.
What about emergencies? Who do you call?
Okay, real emergency, obviously dial 911. For non-emergency stuff where you might need the sheriff, the number is 651-257-410. Good to have handy just in case.
Got it. And permits, park hours.
Yep, you need a Minnesota State Park vehicle permit. You can buy it at the park office, or usually there's a self-service kiosk at the entrance. The park itself is open daily, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay. What about dogs? Firewood.
Pets are welcome, but gotta be on a leash. Standard rule, and they can't go in buildings. For firewood, big thing here. Buy it at the park or from an approved local vendor. Don't bring wood from far away. Helps prevent spreading invasive bugs and diseases.
Super important point. And if people want more details.
Best bet is the Minnesota DNR website, mndnr.gov/interstate, or call the DNR Info Center, 888-646-6367. They have all the official info, maps, updates.
Fantastic. So wrapping up, Interstate State Park, Minnesota, it really feels like more than just a park. It's like walking through a geology textbook, but way more exciting.
It really is. You're seeing billions of years of history, the raw power of glaciers right there in front of you. It connects you to the planet's story in a very tangible way.
Whether you've got an hour for those amazing potholes or a whole day for the trails and the river, it seems like a pretty profound experience.
Absolutely. It's a place that makes you think.
Yeah. So as you think about your next adventure, consider Interstate State Park. Ponder those immense forces. The lava flows, the grinding ice and water, and those tiny swirling pebbles drilling 60 feet down. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible stories are hidden in the landscapes around us, just waiting? Definitely go check it out if you can. And hey, if you do, maybe let us know what you discover. Until our next deep dive, keep exploring.